Congressman Ken Buck, Republican of Colorado, back with us here on Newsmax. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. It's good to be with you, Greg.
Congressman, why did you vote against Kevin McCarthy? Why did you do it?
Yeah, it's very simple, Greg. When we had the votes at the beginning in January, beginning of this Congress, I voted for McCarthy. He ran on 15 votes. I voted for him. He made certain promises. And the most important promise to me as a spending hawk is that we don't have to deal with Omnibus right before Christmas, where Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden throw a bunch of ornaments on a Christmas tree, and we are stuck with a lot of spending. We wanted to do 12 appropriations bills. We knew September 30th was coming up, so we should have started those appropriations bills in May or June, July. We should have had them done by the time we left for August recess, so that when we came back, the House and the Senate could negotiate. They could come up with a good deal, send it to the president, and we would fund the government the right way by September 30th. That didn't happen. When it came to the debt ceiling deal, we were up against a deadline. We had a really bad deal that was jammed down our throats. Again, when we came up to the shutdown, we had a really bad deal jammed down our throats. 90 Republicans voted against that deal. 90 Republicans didn't want the deal that Kevin McCarthy cut.
All right, so you mentioned the word omnibus, and it's not a word that we use every day out here outside of Capitol Hill. Put it on the screen, an omnibus bill. And just so I understand, and everybody understands, an omnibus bill, O-M-N-I-B-U-S, if we have it, doesn't really matter. There we go. Omnibus bill. That is a great big whole enchilada, 10,000 different programs. You got to vote up or down on this one great big thing to have a government functioning or not. Basically, is that right?
That's absolutely right, Greg. What we do, what has been done for 27 years, is that they have ignored the 12 appropriations bills. They have brought them all together. The senators who are in good favor with the leadership in the Senate get to throw their appropriations on. The House the same way. It is a bloated appropriation process. We get that bill typically about 12 hours, and you're right, it's 3,200, 3,400 pages, 12 hours before we're supposed to vote on it. So if we vote on it at 9 in the morning, we get that bill at 9 o'clock at night.
So nobody would like that. And I heard a lot of people call for, we want single line approval, which makes total sense. It's like a mini line item veto. It makes total sense. Why would Kevin McCarthy be opposed to that?
I don't know that he's opposed to it as much as he just didn't want to move those bills along. Kevin McCarthy holds all the cards if we do an omnibus. If we do one large bill, Kevin McCarthy negotiates that bill with Chuck Schumer, negotiates that bill with Joe Biden, and he loses the power to negotiate bills if we pass 12 separate bills.
Now, I watched Kevin McCarthy, maybe you saw it as well, his farewell press conference where he tells everybody he's not running again. One thing that did come through, his reverence for the institution, maybe a little too much reverence for the institution. This is a means to an end, not an end unto itself. And, he had like these nice conversations with Nancy Pelosi. He seemed to be kind of a politician from a bygone era, and that things have changed. And quite frankly, we don't care about the traditions of the House of Representatives. Was that part of his problem or part of your frustrations?
Well, as I said, my frustration was centered around spending, but certainly Kevin McCarthy comes from California.
Sorry, keep going.
And then
keep going.
He comes to Washington, D.C.
Sorry about this, Congressman. The floor is yours.
Oh, okay. He comes from California, comes to Washington, D.C. He is a favorite with the special interest groups in Washington, D.C. They know they can get in an omnibus bill what they want as long as Kevin McCarthy is Speaker. He makes sure that he hands out chairmanships and subcommittee chairmanships and special favors to a large group of people. And that's the way the system works here. And that's why the incentive structure is messed up. We don't have an incentive structure that incentivizes responsible spending. We have an incentive structure that incentivizes self-interest. And when you fight the self-interest, you're going to get criticized by those who have a lot of skin in the swamp game that is played back here.
One more. How comfortable are you with Matt Gaetz. He alluded to some ethical issues that Matt Gaetz may or may not have. I don't know, but Matt Gaetz kind of led the charge here. What do you think his future might be?
Well, I don't know anything about the ethical issues. I know that Matt has been a very strong supporter of responsible spending. I know that Matt is very outspoken. He's flamboyant. He needs to address whatever issues he has. I can tell you this: he planned a maneuver, a motion to vacate with Speaker McCarthy. Speaker McCarthy, in sort of a cocky way, said, "Bring it." He brought it, and Speaker McCarthy lost. And so right now, Matt Gaetz looks like he has a little bit better control of the political situation than Speaker McCarthy, or I should say Congressman McCarthy at this point.
Right. Well, for the time being, well, Congressman Ken Buck, we appreciate it, Republican of Colorado, who, yes, was one of the 8 who voted to remove Speaker McCarthy, and he laid out his reasons just there. Thank you, Congressman.